The Junior Mustangs have only one game between them and a 2019 championship. All the action goes down at 1 p.m. Saturday at TD Stadium.
The Junior Mustangs are battling the Ottawa Sooners this Saturday in OPFL Bantam Championship action, here with number one in your playbooks and number one in your hearts, Tyrell Campbell. Brother, you've been leading the postseason in touchdowns. Can you just take me through how good are you feeling these last couple weeks on and off the field?
I've been feeling great on the field and just been bruised a few times off the field, but gotta get better and just keep my body in shape, and couldn't done like all by touchdowns without my O-line and all that.
And can you talk about Jerry Momo a little bit, because you've been dominant, as I established already, throughout these postseason, but so has he. We talked about the cream of the crop and the teams rising to the top, but talk about the individual players. Do you pay attention to Momo at all on the other side of the turf?
I mean, he's probably the best player in our league. He brings it to the table every game. He's not going to back down for anyone, especially not us. And this big game like this, he's going to go extra hard just like we are.
Preparations are at an all-time high, and we had a chance to meet up with DJ Fonte and Gage Hamilton.
Now, Gage, can you just talk about, the cream of the crop rises to the top? Obviously, it's got to be London versus Ottawa in the finals. Talk about the excitement of playing in a championship dance this weekend.
It's pretty exciting because our Bantam team hasn't won a championship yet. So if we win this, it'd be pretty exciting for the team.
And going off of that adage from Gage, DJ, talk about that potentially making history for the London Junior Mustangs program. You're already coming into this year winning in the prior level. What would it mean to you to make history here in Bantam?
It'd be great because it's like the first time it ever happened, and it's also my first year playing at the Bantam level. So I'm like a first-year guy, so I think it'd be amazing if we take the W for this game.
Here with one of the coaches, Sean Campbell, before battling it out against the Ottawa Sooners here, right here at TD Stadium on your Saturday afternoon. Your thoughts making it to the championship, and what does this game mean to, not just yourself personally, but all the boys here on the field?
Well, our boys worked hard all year. They put the work in the classroom, especially in the classroom, which has kind of paid off on the field. It's a testament to our year. Put the work in, it shows results on the field. It's gonna be a battle this weekend, and Ottawa is no slouch of a team, but neither are we. We have great coaches in our coaching staff, and these kids have bought in this year, right? On offense and on defense. So our boys are ready, and I hope Ottawa's ready too as well, because we're bringing it.
Last question, Coach, a bit of a mouthful too. This team has not lost since the beginning of May, and that was here at TD Stadium to the Essex Ravens. Not only is losing, I would imagine, a bit of a distant memory, but you guys have to keep it that way this weekend in order to win the championship. What do you say to this team after going through the journey that they've been on? And let's face it, since May 12th, pretty much undefeated.
Right. It's a good thing you said the journey. And I've been preaching the journey all year since day one. And I think with that loss has basically humbled our team. And since then, I'd say we've been on a journey, and we take one game at a time. But now we're climbing now. Now we've climbed, now we're at the peak of the mountain now, right? So now we're at the very top. So now we got to take care of business now, right? So if Ottawa's in our way, we got to take them out. As much as we, I'm not to say we respect the Ottawa team, but they're not our friends. We have our own brotherhood over here, and that's how we look at it. When it comes game time at 1 o'clock on Saturday, the better team's gonna prevail. And our defense is ready, our offense is sound, and we're ready. We're ready to go to battle. We're ready to hit the gridiron and then go to war. That's what it is.
Offense and defensive lineman Harlan Luther is ready and looking for a personal first.
Championship action this weekend here at TD Stadium. OPFL Bantam action between the Ottawa Sooners and your London Junior Mustangs. Here with Harlan Luther. Just talk about the excitement for playing for a championship and potentially making history for the London Junior Mustangs.
It's pretty exciting. And if we win, it's my first championship, so I'm trying to get that. So, yeah.
So not only a monkey off the team's back, but a monkey off your back personally.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the journey to get here, though? Because this is the team, let's face it, you lost the opening game of the season here at TD Stadium on May 12th to the Essex Ravens. Since then, perfection. Can you talk about the journey, though, to get here?
Well, we're all working hard, trying our best, and we're just trying to get a championship. So.
DC Depeche Manyar is spreading positivity amongst the team at a very stressful time.
This is a team that suffered a loss back on May 12th here at TD Stadium to the Essex Ravens, but since then has not tasted defeat. What are the keys to the game to make sure that doesn't happen this weekend and a championship is raised?
Play within yourself. keep your emotions level, play with energy, and in the end, and what I'm going to be telling our guys, if you dig deep and find within yourself everything you can, everything else will take care of itself.
DB coach Danny Valenti Jr. on his thoughts with Ottawa coming into town.
You know a lot about winning, good sir.
Yeah.
What would it mean, though, to see this team win on the Bantam level this Saturday against Ottawa?
It mean a lot, obviously, just to see a Junior Mustang team win a championship. That's always good, you know. Always growing up playing Junior Mustangs, it's always good to see another team winning, especially like these guys having lost the first game, coming back from a little bit of adversity. And then just like this is my first year coaching, so to have that championship as well, it's just it's like a bonus a little bit.
Head coach Kenemy has played in many champ games, but notes this group of boys is very special and continues to amaze him.
You know, well, it's been a great season. You know, we started in January, and our kids, you know, they worked really hard. Indoor training at Centerfield Sports. I want to thank them as one of our sponsors. And you know, kids, like I said, they put the work in. They came to work. You know, the first game of the year we lost. The big game here at home was a great game, up and down affair, and you lose one at home, and it's tough, especially week one. But you don't win championships in week one. I've said that all year. This team is a football team. They have come together. They've made decisions along the way that they weren't going to accept mediocrity, and they've taken every challenge in front of them, and now we got the biggest one of the year.
In a bizarre way, was that loss to Essex at the beginning of the year almost a good thing for this team, knowing that you've been perfect ever since then?
Yeah, I think I don't know if we're perfect, but I think the record's pretty good. But I think when you lose a football game like that, especially at home early in the year, it's a wake-up call. It's an opportunity to get back to fundamentals. Anytime you lose a football game, it brings you back down to where you need to say, hey, what do we got to do to get the job done and achieve what we need to achieve?
Football fans look at this contest and they pick out two players, one from each team, Tyrell Campbell for your squad and Jerry Momo for theirs. Is this a case, though, where both the stars could cancel each other out? Or what are your thoughts on your, first of all, star athlete in Tyrell Campbell and then theirs in Jerry Momo?
Well, first of all, I think there's a lot more than two stars going into this game. There's two guys that are definitely game breakers, but there's
supernovas, we'll call them.
There's lots of game breakers on each side of the ball. I look at 45, a middle linebacker, number 4 on defense for them is pretty good. 92 is probably the best defensive player in the league. I look at their quarterback who's progressed over the season. He's a tall guy. He's worked really hard, and of course, Momo is good, but they're a football team. But you having a guy like Momo and a guy like Campbell, Tyrell Campbell's an awesome player. He's been a joy to have. He's got to be in at least the top 5 guys I've ever coached, and that's at any level. However, we've got guys like Ethan Tran, who's produced on offense, defense, special teams, Ben Kaberzovic, and there's also role players on this team that have been very big. There's guys that don't play two ways, like a guy like Wes McLennan and Reggie Arafov. They've been phenomenal, and Politis has anchored our defense. So I think on both sides, there's a lot of stars, and that's what's great about this game. Yes, there's two marquee guys. Will they cancel each other out? That remains to be seen. I think you're going to see a really good football game, probably the best one of the weekend, I hope anyway.
OPFL critics would look at a Saturday victory for London and go, oh, another win for the Junior Mustangs program, but maybe they don't look into the Bantam scene too much. It would be a historical win for London. What would it mean for the program and yourself personally to pull out the victory?
Well, I think for the program, it's and it's always the program. It's the kids first. I think Bantam's been a struggle. It's been a struggle with our relationships with some of the younger, great programs in this city, where we've all coached at one point or another or played at. But for some reason, there's a disconnect over the years, and it's been tough. But I'll tell you this: London football is great, and these kids have come from all kinds of different programs, come in here. And this is the first time we've had an opportunity to host a championship, let alone be in one. And so at Bantam, it's very important for us. At the end of the day, though, the season's been great. And I'm not going to sit here and just put it all in one game. Whatever happens, happens. The best team's going to win on Saturday, and I know we're going to put our best foot forward to do that.
Last question, Coach, and not to throw you off, but it has nothing to do with what's on the field, but what's off the field. And I'm sure what are the tens, if not hundreds of volunteers that go into the London Junior Mustangs program to make the championship weekend possible here at TD Stadium. Can you talk about that a little bit? And the volunteers that have been through this program thick and thin to the journey they are on now.
Well, I will say this, John. We've had, I think it's our 8th year now in existence. We've had a lot of winning teams, but the volunteers are the reason why. These people work tirelessly, and that's why when we had the opportunity to host this game, when Tim Hortons Field wasn't available, we jumped on it, and I think you're going to see a good show. And that's the other thing what you talked about is that it's trailblazing. You know, you talk to a guy like Danny Valente this week, Fitzy last week. These are guys that have been great university and high school players, but didn't win a Bantam. And so they trailblazed. They built this program, and they're the reason why this program is here. So all the guys that played Bantam for us at one time or another, Saturday is going to be a great day.
A win for the Bantam team would truly be a historical one. Coach KJ Kennedy, best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks for everything you do, Johnny. I love you.
All the action is about to get underway right here at TD Stadium. Go Stangs, go!